vibras? Cause we know the vibras.
Welcome back to another episode of the You Know the Vibras podcast. If you're new here, my name is Michael Carrasco. And as always, I'm with my boy, Juan the Don, the Juan and only Juan the Don.
So before we get into this, man, you missed a part of your name.
Yeah, that's why it got me a little. That's why I had to do it like 3 times because
Right. So what's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on with that? We're gonna go right into it, man. What's going on? Why no more Mr.Gldn?
No more Mr.Gldn because I no longer run Golden Apparel. That's why.
Interesting. So are you gonna tell them why or what happened
So there's
because
always
there's probably business like entrepreneurs and stuff watching the podcast, and it'd be good for them to know.
Yeah, so in the business world or in life in general, there's things that are always gonna happen. Well, one of those things happened to me when I was getting ready. I was actually getting ready to put the website together and actually release some stuff that have literally like almost $1,000 worth of inventory that I'm holding right now. I was getting ready to put the website together, getting ready to go, when the unexpected happened. No longer had access to the domain name. Yeah, so you guys know when you run a website, if the domain name doesn't make sense, it doesn't, it may look, the brand look fishy or untrustworthy. So, as a strategic point, I decided to actually rebrand the whole brand. It's no longer Golden Apparel. It's now Simple Supply Company. Yeah, Simple with a D.
So it's Mr. Simple?
Mr. Simple. Yeah. But I feel like I'm just gonna be Michael Carrasco for now on.
All right, that's cool. Just go into it. What's your, how did you react in the moment? How are you feeling about it? Because I know it's been many years of you working behind that brand.
Yeah, it's been.
And I don't want this to feel like an interview, but I just want you to let them know, what Golden Apparel meant to you and how, this, is going to make sense to today's episode.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to dedicate an episode today to a certain topic.
Yeah,
and so if you want to get into that before we do get into the conversation,
talk. So I started running, started Golden Apparel when I was, I believe 18, 19. So I'm 23 now.
I was his preferred model as well. By the
way. Yeah. This, from the beginning, you seen how everything kind of like unfolded itself. Fell many times, got back up, kept going with it. Yeah, Golden is just, as a kid, I don't know if you ever experienced, when you grow up with something, it's always there for many years in your life.
It's like your baby.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Golden Apparel was to me. And now not having it, it was rough at first. I was just, trying to get it back, seeing ways that I can, see if I can find something similar to it, but I couldn't find it. But yeah, it just something that happened in life. Now it's just how can I prevent this from happening in the future?
Exactly.
So the idea was I was thinking about rebranding a little bit, slightly changing the name where it was still Golden, but slightly changing the name. So yeah, I stressed about it for about an hour. A lot of hard work went to it. Like I said, I'm holding about
that's tough. A lot of money, man.
A lot of inventory, a lot of branded stuff that I can no longer use.
Damn.
So I'm deciding to just give it away. So if you guys want a T-shirt or anything, let me know. I got stuff right here. We'll send it to you guys. That's a little appreciation for coming into every week to week, supporting the podcast, supporting what we're doing over here. So yeah, just let us know your size. Send us a DM or send me a DM. We're active on our social media. Him more than me. obviously. But yeah, just let us know what size you wear. We send you a little something something. Um,
Yeah, people have been asking too
yeah.
about the merch. So there was just been some hiccups, especially
Mhm.
with like things like this. But it's on the way. So
Yeah. So right now I'm just getting all the legal structure put together, and then we're getting some stuff to you guys. Hopefully, well, not hopefully. My goal is to get the new brand up and running by June, and actually have a dedicated merch line for the podcast. So we gotta work on our website, and just tuning things on our social stuff like that, make it look more, I guess, not I wouldn't say more professional, but more attractive type of thing. Yeah,
appealing to the
more
eye.
appealing. Yes, sir.
Um, Interesting. I mean, I just feel like they needed an explanation. That's why we wanted to hold off at the end of last week's episode.
Yes, sir.
So you guys kind of understood what was going on, and if you are entrepreneurs, just something that you guys could learn from, as well from someone that has been doing it for a handful of years. So
Hmm.
it is something that is, I'd say in Spanish, lamentable.
That's it.
But it's just like we said, today's episode is going to be dedicated, as you may see in the title, considering that may be in the title, is
Right.
adversity.
Adversity. Yeah.
This presented a lot of adversity, I'd say, to
Hmm.
you and to your supporting cast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this is gonna be something that is gonna be a good conversation, something that is gonna be rich with good information, and like we said, we always want to have a balance on the platform. We bring fun episodes,
Yeah. More serious
serious
talks.
talks, and this is just something to reflect and something that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, not just entrepreneurs, but a lot of people go through adversity in life. So
Every single day.
we're gonna
Honestly.
get into that.
Yeah.
But should I start off with the quote?
Yeah. Go ahead. Start with a quote. What you have for us today?
All right. So today's quote of the day comes from a gentleman by the name of Sean Acker. He's an American author and speaker known for his advocacy of positive psychology. The quote states, "The most successful people see adversity not as a stumbling block, but as a stepping stone to greatness."
Amen to that. Yeah.
That quote is simply something that tells you, although adversity, may have caught you at your lowest, and you weren't expecting it, still use it as something that could be beneficial to you in life and could
Exactly.
guide you to get back onto your feet.
Exactly. I
So
agree 100%. I mean, we see people going through adversity every single day.
yeah,
We see famous people, non-famous people, regular people going through adversity every single day. And for me in life, because I've been through adversity several times in my life, it's not what you go through, it's how you bounce back from it.
right.
Like
Facts.
if I keep that mindset, for me, I always had the mindset, everything that happens in life happens for a reason.
Hmm.
So as long as I keep that mindset and stay true to my belief, I feel like I can overcome anything.
I feel like a lot of people may see that as something cliche. That everything happens for a reason, but
Yeah.
it depends what your beliefs are.
Hmm.
But I do live by that. I do feel like everything does happen for a reason,
Exactly.
and you're put in a situation, to define your character. You know what I'm saying, and to see how you know what I'm saying, could thrive in these
Right.
situations.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's important, man.
Yeah. One thing that I always, I'm not a guy to talk about religion a lot, or because I'm just more, what do you call it, more reserved when it comes to that, and like politics and stuff like that. I'm a little more reserved when it comes to that. But there's something that I always say when I'm going through something tough, and that is the Lord wanted to happen this way for a reason.
Amen.
And another thing is as well is the Lord always give his hardest, you know, his strongest angels the more difficult task. So for me, it's like if I'm going through something like like the brand thing, that's just one example.
Right.
He wanted it. The way I see it is, God wanted it to be that way because there might be something greater for me.
Hmm.
So that's why I always think that way, that everything has a reasoning behind it.
Right. It's the saying that he closes one door and
And
opens
open
another
another
for
one.
you. So
Yeah.
um most of the time, I mean not most of the time, but sometimes some people would expect it to be instant, but
Mhm.
you just have to, like we always say, trust the process, and
So,
when it's meant to be for you, and the time that is meant to be for you is when it will be meant for you.
exactly.
So that's why I feel like you can't rush good things in life, man. You really
No.
can't, like
No.
relationships, careers,
Mhm.
friendships. It's just so many things that you can't just rush, because there's so many things that you then leave out that
Exactly.
are important down the line. You know what I mean? And I have something I want to discuss that
Yeah.
I seen when searching the word adversity.
Mhm.
Something interesting. The word adversity comes from the Latin adversus, literally means like turned against,
Turn again.
and
Yeah.
figuratively hostile or unfavorable.
Mhm.
And you think, like, a lot of these words, if you look up the Latin meaning, it will tell you like the
Oh yeah.
true meaning
S-
of these words.
Straight to
So
the
it's
point.
like
Yeah.
adversity in Latin. It literally has the meaning of what it is. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I think that's something that's important. So turned against, quote unquote. It just shows you that, like, something down your life you feel like turned against you, and you feel like lonely and down. But
Yeah.
you have to find within, what I'm saying, to overcome that adversity. Also, having a strong circle of friends, helps you,
Hundred
during
percent
adversity.
agree. Yeah.
If it is, comforting you, or, giving you advice, or just, telling you what's right and
Yeah.
wrong. And you as a friend have to be the person that, unselfishly accept it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
And you know what I'm saying, swallow the pill. Um, and see, sometimes what your friends are telling you is for your better, and sometimes even what your parents are telling you,
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's a
Hundred
real
percent.
important
Yeah.
one, is for your better.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time, say you had childhood friends, or childhood girlfriends, or whatever. Your mom, mostly moms, but maybe even your dads would be like, "Oh, that person is
That
no
is no
good,"
good for you. Yeah.
and you're just like, "Nah, what? You're crazy! Like,
Mhm.
this is the best person ever." And
Right. Right.
your parents just see, what I'm saying, beyond. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah.
when you're not around, they see how that person acts, or they have
Exactly.
may overhear something that person says about
Mhm.
you. And like I said, that's where adversity presents itself. But you as a person need to man up, quote unquote, and,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying, believe and listen to, friends and parents and family, you know what I'm saying, in general.
Amen to that. One thing that I want to add to that is I feel like when you go through adversity or something like a big event in your life, uh, I feel that's when you can really tell who your friends really are.
Yeah, damn, that's facts.
Like I've been.
Are they gonna stay?
Are they gonna stay? Are they gonna support you? Are they gonna be there? To lend a helping hand. Uh, yeah, yeah. I feel like when you go through adversity, you realize who your friends are.
Yeah.
You know, uh, when I found out that my dad passed away,
Hmm.
there were I knew a lot of people back at that age. Um, only like three people ever reached out. You, Norel, and your brother.
Hmm.
What you guys did. Fast and Furious 7 came out. We're like, hey, bro, come on,
Yeah.
we're going. That type of thing.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's crazy to believe that,
Yeah.
especially when you think somebody really cares about you or is really there for you when you need it, and when you actually need them there, they're never there.
They're
Um,
only there when it's beneficial
when
to
it's
them.
beneficial to them,
That's
yeah,
true, man. That's something that I feel like is important to talk about, because there's a lot of friends that, what I'm saying, you think are going to ride until things get tough in life. And
exactly.
until it benefits them either financially,
Mhm.
or, like maybe even physically, that's when
Yeah.
they are going to try to stick around. And you see this a lot. Like, you see it in the sports, you see it in music.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of people are afraid of the process, and are afraid to, trust the process with their friends.
Mhm.
And they want to believe it once you're already up, you know what I'm saying, but they don't want to believe it when you
When
had to,
you're down,
drive,
yeah.
far to go collab with somebody,
Mhm.
or
When you had to sleep in your car. Yeah.
repost something that you have, you know what I'm saying, something that you're doing. Like I see that a lot. A lot of people don't repost your stuff, but then they repost your stuff when other people are reposting your stuff.
Exactly. Like if you're a friend, you know, if you consider yourself a friend of mine, you know, when I post actually, you know, start selling this new brand,
Right.
you better be reposting that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You better be my number one fan. Like that's something. That's why I feel like that's why, you know, the four of us, you know, Noriel, you, me, and your brother, always been like so. We've been friends since what, like
Mm-hmm.
we would age like 10.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years. 10 years, 10 plus years.
Yeah.
But it's like if you are doing something, you already know I'm gonna be there to support you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing something wrong, I'm gonna let you know you're doing something wrong, right? That's the type of friends you should want in your life. I know sometimes we see, oh, this person is just jealous just because I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Nah, real friends will point stuff out and let you know when you're wrong. They will let you know when you're right. Same thing with your partner, you know, like your significant other. If that person is just there, used to be there, you tell them to kick rocks.
The thing is, bro, the problem with that is you could have 50, 30, whatever, real friends, but if you as a person aren't, you know what I'm saying,
That too.
accepting it or you know, applying what they're telling you, then there's no reason for them to even be your friend.
In your friend. Yeah, exactly.
Because they're trying to help you and you don't want to be helped. Do you feel me? That's the problem, I feel like, with a lot of people. And like I said, sometimes it's going to be tough to accept it, but you just have to accept it, man. Like, later on down the line, you are going to see what people are telling you.
Exactly.
That's
no,
what I feel
100%,
like. And
100%.
people, it's hard, bro, because it's hard to give up things. Like you said, like give up, you know, like the business. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to give it up, but it's like you kind of have no choice. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's time, you know. That's just, for me, it's just another chapter in my life closed, new chapter opening.
Right. And something that I want to talk about too that I've seen, which was very important. It's adversity is something that is not taught to us. It's just something that we just happen to stumble across.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And it's like you can't really prepare for it.
No, you can't.
You feel
because it just happened unexpected.
And it teaches you to improvise on the spot.
Exactly.
And that's what I feel like separates, you know, people. You know, like that's what separates the greats, you know, from the people that, you know, are comfortable and don't want to, you know, anything better for themselves.
Exactly.
Cause it's not easy. Like I said, like if you say you have so much invested to say like a business, right, and then all of a sudden it stops, are you gonna sit on, you know what I'm saying, you know, all the negatives for the rest of your life, or are you gonna get up and, you know, remake that and more? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's how I feel. Like I just feel like it's something that you can't really teach. You know what I'm saying? You just have to live. You just have to live by it. And when it happens and when it, you know, comes, be prepared. And that's what I wanted to ask. Do you think adversity presents itself due to lack of preparation?
No. You know, I'm gonna bring boxing into this. When Canelo fought Mayweather, Canelo thought he was gonna beat him easily. Ended up, you know, getting his ass beat. He went through the adversity. After that, he hasn't lost a single fight.
You just need that one wake up call.
Exactly. I feel like you can prepare all you want, or you cannot prepare at all. But adversity will always come regardless. You know, you can think you are 100% prepared, but then something else happens.
So with that, so with what you're saying with that, I feel like it's important to note that basically adversity exposes your weaknesses.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Areas that you are, you know, not as prepared in. You know what I'm saying? Like areas that you're not as, you know, what's the word? Like that you're not thriving much in.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's when you get caught off guard because you weren't expecting it. Like you said, like with Canelo.
Yeah.
There was areas that he was, you know, not as polished in, you know what I'm saying? And Mayweather exposed it. And then all it took was adversity.
Oh yeah.
for him as an individual and as a athlete to know what areas he needed to improve in.
Exactly.
Financially and physically,
And
because
physically, yeah.
he seen that Mayweather had all this money. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
was just a kid, hungry, fighting for Mexico.
Mhm.
And he got a chance to make a ton of money, and it was just, what are you gonna do with that money, and what are you gonna do with your career as a boxer?
Exactly. He went
It's
back
gonna,
to the
you
gym
know what I'm saying?
and went back
yeah,
to it. Motherfucker owns a goddamn Bugatti.
from
A
fighting.
G63 6x6.
Mm.
It's only like 200 something in the world. He has the only one in Mexico. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, adversity, it does exposes your weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the business, for me, it exposed that I needed to pay more attention to security when it comes to my business. The things like uh, using services that will protect somebody from taking my domain name,
Mm-hmm.
somebody to be able to gain access to my business accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's tough, man. But like I said, I mean that's something that you could prepare for. You know what I mean? That's something that you
exactly.
could have been prepared for. But
Right.
maybe lack of knowledge in certain areas
Exactly.
in the business world,
Mm-hmm.
leads to things like that.
No, it does. It does. I mean, but
Especially when you're doing everything on your own.
on your
like,
own,
like
yeah.
you don't really have someone that could guide you
Mm-hmm.
in certain areas. Someone that has done it and has done it successfully.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? That's the thing. It's, in Spanish, it's like tirando una pata voladora. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know. Like, you just
You don't
jumping
know if
into
it's
something
gonna,
and
yeah,
you're just gonna get hit with things as you go. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Sometimes it's good. I mean, sometimes it's good because, like I said, like with adversity, it just pushes you. You know what I'm saying, to prevent that from happening again.
Again, exactly.
And but then again, sometimes it makes you lose all faith in everything, and then you're like, damn. But so that's what, like I said earlier, that's what separates the greats from the people that are fine with being at the level that they're at.
I agree 100% with that statement right there. Yeah.
I was going over earlier a couple of types of adversities, but there was a
Yeah.
couple more to mention.
Mhm.
Like I said, physical could be like in sports, career-ending injury.
Yeah.
Say if you're not an athlete, you could get in an accident, and it's something that now impacts you and your career that you're doing now, like, or it just impacts how you get your money now. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't say you got a bad knee or something bad happened. It just impairs you or it hurts you. Next one could be mental.
Mm-hmm.
Mental could be like a mental problem or an illness, or say like concussions or
Right.
yeah, any mental problem. There's a mental adversity that is real. Also emotional
Yeah, that's a big
adversity.
one. I feel like we go through emotional adversity a lot, but we don't realize it.
Right. Yeah. Facts. I mean, I see a lot of people that go through emotional adversity. Like all right. So one that in relationships is a lot of people. Some people can't be single. Like there's people that get in relationships just to get into them, just because they feel like they can fill the void that they have with someone else. If you can't fill the void, like if you can't fill your own happiness, you know what I'm saying? Don't expect someone else to do it for you.
Right.
That's where things go completely south.
I agree.
You're gonna
100%.
be super dependent on that person, and the day that person just gives up, you're gonna be even more like down. Like it's gonna hurt you even. I'm telling you, like that's why
100%.
you gotta be smart with things like that. But I feel like emotional adversity is something that a lot of people can relate to. I mean, there's also things like with losing family.
Exactly. Friends.
Another one is like careers. Like say you graduated college and you don't get the job that you want, like then that's emotional. Like you get depressed. You know what I'm saying? That's another part of emotional adversity. Financial adversity. Lack of money. Not on time with your bills. Certain things come. Like there's so many things in life that happen that you can't prevent. Like a tire goes bad. Your engine. your house catch on fire.
Fire.
It's things
Yeah,
that
there's a lot of
you can't
things. Yeah,
control, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's why, as much as you want to avoid adversity, you really can't.
you can't. No, it's
Um,
gonna happen one way or another.
it's just like you said, how you bounce back from it is what's
Exactly.
important, man, and how you. Cause so there's some that you can't prepare for, but there's some that you can
You
prepare
can't
for.
really. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. But like I said, like financial, you may be able, maybe you know what I'm saying if you have the right money.
And it's not even having the right money, just having the right financial literacy.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a person that's making 30,000 a year, but living like a king because he knows how to budget. He knows where to put his money.
Mm-hmm.
Versus you can have somebody that's making 120,000
Yeah.
and still living paycheck to paycheck. It's not all about how much money you make. It's how you use that money.
But the problem with like paycheck to paycheck, the problem with paycheck to paycheck is like some people are okay with that, like with that lifestyle.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, what I notice is,
But people complain about it and they don't do anything to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? They like complain about, damn, paycheck to paycheck, or damn, this bills just keep piling up. But what are you doing as an individual to get out of that?
Exactly.
People blame jobs offers, but you're the one that's choosing it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want certain jobs because you don't want. I mean, so you're at the end of the day, you're the reasoning. I'd say most of the time behind it, but sometimes things happen like you don't get accepted for certain reasonings. But
yeah, I feel like a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. It's because they trying to live the lifestyle out that is below their means. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't want to be in the club VIP section every weekend.
Yeah.
Don't want to be drinking Henny every weekend.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Don't want to be driving the $700 a month Mercedes.
Mm-hmm. Dominicans are guilty of that.
100%.
They are like they don't have money to pay rent, but they find money for drinking. Like it makes no sense.
Exactly.
There's people like that. A lot of people like that.
Yeah, you just gotta get some financial knowledge in your head before you start buying, the Mercedes, BMW, piling your closet with J's and Gucci, Louis. Put your money, let your money work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Put your money somewhere where it's gonna make you more money. Invest. Open a Roth IRA. Save some money for retirement. That's when you're gonna really need money because you ain't got shit to do. If you got the money, you can just go travel or something like that.
Facts.
Right? Like that's why a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm living paycheck to paycheck." Well, what are you doing with that money?
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're not using your money smart, that's your own fault. It's not your job's fault. They paying you. That you come in, do your hours, and they pay you. That's how your job's supposed to do. What happens, how you use your money outside of work, that's on you.
Yeah, but sometimes what they get paid is what
I do agree on that
like
part.
the rent and certain
right.
things. So that's some people can't. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
maybe finding a second job, like, but it's hard, bro. It's hard because we don't know people's situations.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But.
Right.
Because, maybe that day off they need it, you know what I'm saying, to recoup and to be with family.
I mean, I agree with that 100%.
So it's hard, man. It's hard to judge on that, for real. But if you live in paycheck to paycheck and you're spending it on things that you don't need to, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Things that are, you know what I'm saying, not a part of, like essential necessities, then I feel like that's where you are part of the problem and you are guilty of it. But if you are living paycheck to paycheck and that's just covering your rent, then that's where it can be a problem. And maybe, finding another source of income, if you can, will help you get out of that hole.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
In the meantime,
Yeah. And I mean, you are right. They are all jobs that are not paying people what they should. Yeah.
This is one of the last things I have that I feel like is very important.
Mm-hmm.
It says you can either let adversity define you or you could define adversity. Yeah.
Go into that a little bit.
Like some people, like we were talking about earlier, like the paycheck to paycheck, like either you let that define you, or you become hungry and you try to try many ways to get out of that hole.
Right.
Like we were just talking about. So I just feel like if you accept it and you just accept the failure, like it's hard to help you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have the desire to get out of it and to, what I'm saying, find your own way and create your own path, then you have a way to get out of, the adversity. One thing I would say is that I feel like there's people I'd say that could be prepared, you know what I'm saying? They have
Mm-hmm.
everything set up in life.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that they don't have is faith. And when you don't have faith, and if you lose faith, yeah, it's hard to help you, man. It's hard.
It is
It's
hard.
hard because,
It's hard.
and it's just not faith religiously. I mean, it's faith,
It's faith
in
in
everything,
yourself.
like in yourself, faith in what you're doing. Yeah, man. Faith
I
is something
agree.
very important, man.
I
Faith,
agree
faith is
100%.
an important, part of life. And
I agree.
I feel like if you don't have faith, yeah,
It's hard. It's hard, because that self belief, that faith that you have in yourself.
Be your biggest fan.
Exactly.
You know what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
like that's what, at least for me, that's what drives me.
Yeah.
I know I can, at least, I may sound cocky or something sometimes, or yeah, sometimes, but yeah, I'm the type of dude that I believe I can do anything that I want,
Yeah.
If I want to go get a new car, I believe I can go ahead and do it. I'll find ways to make it happen. Right?
Facts.
If like I said, when I decided after, I lost Golden, I was like, you know what? Having a clothing brand in school, let me go ahead and start another one. That same night that I found out that, I couldn't use that, and, it was going to be hard to get it back. And not even hard, nearly impossible. That's when I was like, you know what? Let's start a new one. I went to sleep 4 a.m., set up the logos, found a name, business plan put together, marketing strategy put together, working on the website. Right? Yeah, that's how I am. Like if I want to get something done, or if I want to do something, I'll go ahead and do it. And if it's gonna be challenges on the way, I take those challenges, because as long as you believe in yourself, you can climb Mount Everest. If you believe you're gonna own a Ferrari, you can go ahead and own a Ferrari. That's all in your mindset, type of thing.
Yeah. But I would say, faith. There has to be. All right. Let me rephrase this. There has to be a realistic faith.
I mean, yeah, 100%.
Like I feel like, yeah. I mean, yeah. Mount Everest. You could climb it, but are you gonna climb it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know I could, but am I gonna do it? Not necessarily.
you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like realistic faith is what's important. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't like, I don't know how to say it, but it's just like when people try to, reach fantasies is when they lose
Right.
faith.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
So you gotta stand within your realistic goal,
right. Exactly.
Like, let's say something like a materialistic thing, like owning a Ferrari or a Lambo.
Like I'm saying, basically what I'm saying is like with the Lambo and Ferrari, if you don't have the financial needs, you can't shoot that high unless you see yourself get into that.
Exactly. So there's steps to it.
You can't be
There's
like, I want a
steps to it.
Lambo, you know what I'm saying, and work in the same job and not,
Exactly.
going out of your comfort zone and trying to, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like your faith gets tested once you leave your comfort zone.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
So yeah. If you want that Lambo, get out of that
That's what I'm
zone.
saying. It just has to it just has to be realistic faith.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. I see it.
Because there's a ton of people like they work a decent job, and they see other people that were at the same place they were doing it, and they're like, damn, I want to do that too, but you're not doing what that person did to go and get that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree 100%.
That's the thing.
I agree 100% with that quote.
But yeah, I mean, this conversation, like I said, it's something that I feel like a lot of people deal with adversity.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
We just wanted to just elaborate on it due to the inconvenient circumstance, of what happened with Golden. Now, can we even say it? Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah, we can say it. We can say it.
So yeah, yeah,
We
it's
just have
just
no access to it.
adversity is adversity, guys, and how you bounce back from it is the most important thing. And also, you got to know that only you, like you, control the adversity the way you want to control it.
You control the
saying?
narrative
Right.
of how everything can end up. Yeah. Yeah, but before we start closing it down, I do want to ask you, uh, during a moment of adversity, what would you say kept you going?
Um, my mom, honestly, cause she's someone that as an individual, she went out and got it, the way she could. You know what I'm saying? She's always, finding ways, to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her many times, when I was a kid. If, the job wasn't, given enough for her to pay the rent, she would, make food on the side and sell it on the side or go clean some houses. Like
Right.
she's just someone that as an individual is strong, resilient, has faith. And I try to and many people don't say this, but I aspire to be like my mom with that mindset where
Right.
she's just a strong minded individual, man, and a true queen, man, a true queen.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody, I would never in my life put anybody above her. Yeah, it's just like I don't see failure because people like her. You know what I mean? Like just her path. How she got here. There's just so many things behind it, and me and my brother always talk about it. But our ultimate goal is to retire her and for her to be straight. Now, I mean, it's hard right now, but eventually when we get there, it's gonna be worth it.
It's gonna happen, man.
You know what I mean?
It's
So
gonna happen.
that's what drives me. And when adversity does hit, I'm like, damn, what would my mom do? You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially when we were younger, because we were under her. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah.
depended on her 100%. And she knew that if she, if she failed, that we were gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I know your mom. Your mom is a hustler, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all ever got to meet, their mom, bro. And that's how I feel. Like I'm the same way because my mom is the same way.
Yeah.
And I feel that's why they talk all the time sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel they relate to each other so easily. They just go out there and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
They want some. All right, how can I
feel
get
like
it?
I feel like a lot of, honestly, I feel like everybody feels like their mom is that way.
Oh yeah, yeah. The mom is always the hustler of the family,
Right,
believe
right,
it or not.
But and it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because you think that the man will take, charge, and it's just crazy because my mom was my mom and my dad at the same time.
Yeah.
I have a great relationship with my dad. I
Right,
talk to him,
right.
every week.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just seeing my mom do the things that she did, and because I lived, with my mom. But yeah, bro, I feel like most of I say most people with immigrant parents can relate, especially immigrant mothers, because adversity, they see adversity so much with like they're limited in many areas. You know what I'm saying? Like even with the language barrier, they still find ways to have success in this country, which is hard to do with the language barrier.
It is. I agree,
but possible.
Oh, 100% possible. Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Nothing's impossible in life as long as you have faith in yourself and faith that it can happen. Yeah.
Facts. Well, do you have anything else?
Nah, that's all, man. Just it's nice having this serious talks.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Although they don't perform, how the controversial things perform,
right,
but,
right.
It's good to have it. I mean, it's just at least if it reaches one person identifies themselves with the conversation.
That's all we want to do.
It's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
It's all that matters. Trust me.
So once the goals for this this type of episode is it's not to drive a number necessarily, but more like it's somebody, like you say, somebody can relate to it or even gain something positive out of it. That's like that's better than 1 million views.
Right.
In my opinion, at least.
But I mean, also with the 1 million views thing, is like you then help a million people. You
That
feel me?
is
So it's
true.
like
That is true.
taking the views part away from it, is just reaching the people is the thing I see about it.
thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like reaching the people and entertaining and inspiring the people is what motivates me. 'Cause I don't see them as views. I see them as individuals.
Exactly.
And that's the problem with a lot of people in life. They see they see likes, they see views, they see comments, but they don't see the people behind.
They don't see the people behind it.
And that's what's wrong with society, I feel like. But
yeah. I mean, at least for us, you know, like you said, you guys are our family, you know.
And thank you guys for those that are new here, that are, you know, showing the love. Even like I said on TikTok, big shout out to TikTok.
Big shout out to TikTok, yeah. Even IG been popping up.
Yeah. We've had a couple people hit us up asking about, you know, the podcast process, and like I said, we're more than welcome to help. I've personally have responded to a few, and gave them some tips. In the near future, we may, like we said last episode, give you guys an episode dedicated to the podcasting process. Not like I said that it is in trends, and a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah, and just also reflect on how this year and some change been with the podcast. We're gonna discuss some of the challenges that we've been through, some other things that we got better at, and stuff like that. But yeah, let us know. We would definitely, actually, we'll plan it to have it out in the near future for you guys, and give you guys some tips, tricks, and go from there.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is the end of the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. More serious talk, like we did mention, but rich in information, like we also mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Let us know your favorite part of today's episode. What part did you feel like you can relate to? What parts do you feel like we were lacking information in?
Right.
Because I mean, not everyone's perfect, and we accept that. But in a serious note, let us know your favorite part of today's episode.
Let us know what impacted you the most.
What impacted you most? Have you had to deal with adversity in life? If you're dealing with adversity now, if this helped you in any way, shape, or form. As always, guys, remember to like on this video, rate it on all Apple,
Apple Spotify, Google Podcasts,
whatever platform you're listening to. Comment on YouTube, review on those audio platforms.
Yeah, reach out to us on our social media. What else?
Follow.
Smash that like button. Follow us. Subscribe.
Notifications, all of that, and
hit that bell, ding, ding, ding.
But as always, remember to subscribe
and let's vibe. Peace.